This is how Erik Ten Hag took Manchester United to the FA Cup final. First, we are gonna analyze Man United's defensive structure. In order to understand better, we are gonna divide the field in 4 zones. Man United didn't press high and allowed Brighton centre-backs to have the ball in zone A. However, they had 5 players in zone B to cover the passing lines to the midfielders. But in order to have more passing lines, Brighton's strikers dropped back to zone B, and this dragged Casemiro and Shaw. However, when one winger tried to help Martial in the pressure, one Brighton midfielder found a passing line, and on first touch they played to the sides. In the first half, usually Brighton's fullbacks gave width to the team, while the wingers moved narrow. We can see that Enciso and Welbeck attract to Shaw and Casemiro. When Rashford tried to help Martial in the pressure, McAllister dropped back to receive the ball, and on first touch he played with Estupiñán. Casemiro can't cover him because he is marking Enciso. Next, we can see that Bruno Fernandes tried to press to the center back, but this freed McAllister, who played fast with Mitoma. He was playing inside, and this attracted Wan-Bissaka, while Estupiñán tried to take advantage of the space on the left side. The times Caicedo received the ball, he progressed with the ball since he was helped by the movements of his teammates like Welbeck. When they overcame the first line of pressure, they usually played to the sides with the fullbacks. This helped them to have numerical superiority in the final third, since Shaw was in the midfield trying to cover Welbeck. Brighton's fullbacks tried to open spaces between Man United's defenders. However, no one occupied these spaces. Also, when Man United dropped back to their half, they were compact, and Shaw and Casemiro occupied the space between the defenders and midfielders. Gross is free on the side because Rashford didn't drop back to cover him, therefore Dalot had to step out of the half space and cover the cross. When the midfielders dropped back, Manchester United is compact in defense, and there are around 14 meters between the lines. Also, Casemiro, Shaw and Bruno Fernandes tried to cover the space between the lines. Manchester United's best chances came by quick transitions. Sanchez made a poor pass and Casemiro intercepted the ball. He played fast with Bruno Fernandes, who occupied the space between the centre-backs and shot. When Man United recovered in their half, the midfielders played fast to the wingers, who received with advantage. They usually waited for the players of the second line to arrive and shot. In Manchester United's offensive structure, Brighton pressed in zone A and B with 5 players. Usually Lindelof moved behind the first line of pressure. However, the centre-backs and De Gea couldn't play out from the back, therefore De Gea played long balls. Brighton is pressing with 5 players. McAllister is close to Casemiro. The free player is Lindelof. However, De Gea couldn't find him and played long. This time Casemiro is free. However, as soon as he received the ball, McAllister jumped to the pressure, thus Casemiro played fast. For the second half, Brighton's fullbacks were in narrow positions. They tried to receive behind Man United's midfielders. Also, this created a one-to-one situations on the sides. Gross is behind Man United's midfielders, therefore he received free. He played fast with March, who had a one-to-one situation against Dalot. This time Estupiñán dragged to Anthony, and this created a passing line for Mitoma. However, on this side, Wan-Bissaka stopped him. Also, the centre-backs were outstanding, because when Welbeck tried to drag Shaw, a space was created between Dalot and Lindelof. Enciso tried to take advantage of this space, however Lindelof stopped him. When Fred came in, Manchester United recovered the ball more times in Brighton's half, since he was aggressive in pressing. Moreover, when Weghorst and Sabitzer came in, they supported Fred in the pressure, and this helped them to recover the ball near the opponent's box, while the strikers like Sancho and Rashford try to occupy the freest spaces. Leave your thoughts about Erik Ten Hag's tactics in this game. Don't forget to subscribe and thanks for watching. This video is brought to you by Mètrica Sports, the fundamental tool for every coach and analyst. Create and manage all your video analysis in one platform.